Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Quench Life Podcast. I am so excited to have with me today Kate and Amanda from We Can. Welcome. Thank you guys for taking a break in your busy lives to join us on the podcast.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So, why don't you guys just give us a little overview of what you do for We Can?
So, my name is Kate Brine. I am the development coordinator at We Can. So, what that means, I do fundraising, events, marketing. I've been with We Can for coming up on 2 years. So, it's been a great 2 years.
Hey, my name's Amanda. Thank you, Jillian, for having us. I am the Finance and Administrative Coordinator at We Can, which means I handle our finances, human resources department, and the overall strategic planning for the organization.
Well, thank you again for coming on. I'm super excited to share about We Can with all of our listeners. So, to start, for those of us who aren't familiar with We can you let us know and explain what the core mission of We Can is and why you guys are so important to the women here on Cape Cod?
Yeah, so We Can has been standing with women on Cape Cod since 2001 when it was founded. It was established when a program called Women in Transition through 4Cs ended. So it left a lot of women with kind of nowhere to turn for resources. So that's where We Can was established. So our official mission statement is We Can empowers and supports Cape Cod women to build pathways to stability and self-sufficiency. And what that means and how we do that is so we offer free and confidential services that span from legal services, financial empowerment, small business support, career support, and then personal development and mentoring. So, as I mentioned, all free, all confidential, offered in both workshop and one-to-one formats at our Harwich, Hyannis locations, and then virtually. And we also are super excited. We're now in the Upper Cape as well, out of the Falmouth Service Center.
Yeah, I
Very
saw that the
excited.
other day. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that's We Can. And actually this year we're celebrating our 25th anniversary. So it's been an incredible year already, and we're excited to continue on for the next 25 years and standing in our mission and empowering women.
Yes, it's super cool. There is a lot going on this year.
Oh, yes.
So, what is the most common first step a woman takes when she reaches out to you guys at We Can? Is it usually a legal question or career shift or something else?
Yes, yes, and yes, to make it short.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of times we see women come in because they're at capacity with something. It could be on one extreme, it could be that their partner ended up getting physical for the first time, maybe struck them for the last time that they can handle. It could be a major financial loss, the peak of a divorce on the rise, a job loss, a death in the family, something like that. There's two sort of spectrums. A lot of times we'll see women when they're in like a catastrophic crisis state and they're reaching out for help. But we don't want people, like what we're trying to spread awareness about is that we're here for you when you're in crisis, but also you don't have to be in crisis to come to us. Our doors are open to any woman in any life transition of some kind, which also includes the other spectrum, which is maybe just a gentle nudge from a friend, a mom, a neighbor saying, hey, you really wanted to start this business. You've always been talking about consolidating debt, or you wanted to do a mentorship program or meet some more women. And sometimes it's just that little nudge that will make them pick up the phone and call us for the first time. So we gravitate between two spectrums, just coming because they want to learn more about us. But a lot of times it's because something really catastrophic has happened. And that's sort of the catalyst and the jumping off point for reaching out for our services.
Yeah. So, We Can, they offer support in 5 major areas. So we talk about legal, financial, career, small business, and personal development. So, how do these all work together to help a woman regain her stability in her time of need?
Yeah. Well, I would say most, if not all of the times, the pillars go hand in hand, whether it's 2 or all 5 of the pillars. And I think, Amanda, you said yesterday, if you help one woman change one part of her life, it's going to affect the rest of her life. I think a perfect example of this can be seen in our Pathmakers program. So our Pathmakers program is a 9-month personal development and mentoring program. But the women who our pathmakers join the program for a variety of reasons. Some, as Amanda was referring to, are going through a career change or navigating a divorce or just looking to build a community. And so the way Pathmakers works is each Pathmaker is paired up with a mentor. And early on in the program, they do this activity where they create vision boards with their goals. And I think oftentimes what they figure out is that in order to get to one goal, there's barriers in probably multiple of the pillars that our services kind of cover. So, for an example, if a pathmaker has a goal of owning like a house or an apartment or a condo, then they might be empowered by their mentor to secure stable employment or grow their small business that they've had kind of in their notebook for years and try to support themselves financially that way, or seek out some legal support so that something that's been taking up their mental capacity can kind of finally be free of that. So I think that all the 5 pillars really do overlap and lean on each other. And I really can't think of an example when there isn't an overlap.
Yeah. Yeah. So why don't you just explain the programs that you offer, so there's the path makers. Just walk us through, if you don't mind, what those programs are. So when we're talking, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I can start us off. So Pathmakers is that mentoring program, 9-month mentoring with Pathmakers and mentors. We have a Grow program, which is designed for small business owners. And we usually have a few different cohorts based on the part of growing a business that you're in, whether it's an idea that you want to come to life or whether you're an established business owner and you're looking for that next step. We just launched a pilot program last year called Empower, and that is an economic mobility program. So women who are in this pilot program are paired up one-to-one with a career coach, and they're focusing very specifically on financial goals. So this is more of kind of a one-to-one program, whereas Pathmakers has that one-to-one, but it's also more of a group building community program. And then we also have an Own It program. And so Own It is also another step for graduates of our Grow program. So those small business owners who have been through Grow and still want some more support and some more ideas. And so there's Own It. Amanda, am I missing anything?
No, you covered it all. We have also, as you mentioned in the beginning, one-to-ones. Our services are provided through a couple different mediums. We have the group atmosphere that Kate was just describing, and then we also have one-to-one consultations and workshops series. Oftentimes, a woman might be a little hesitant to approach us. Maybe they want a private setting, or maybe they actually want to integrate themselves with WeCan in a group setting first because they don't want to go alone. So we have one-to-one consultations with dedicated professionals in whatever service area that a participant is looking for. But we also offer workshop settings. So you're more of a group setting with other women that are going through the same sort of transition that you are, looking for some more information, and those are open to the public.
Yeah, there's so many things, and it's so fantastic. So many of our listeners, they might be, they're over 40 and they might be facing a second act or an unexpected life shift. So how does WeCan help women redefine ourselves during these transitions that can be so traumatic or hard?
So, Jillian, that's a 2-part answer to your 1-part question. And the first part of the answer, I would say the programs that Kate talked about, Grow, Pathmakers. We also have Aging Well and Wisely. So oftentimes we have women who come to us that are sort of on the precipice of that second act, right, in life. And they're over 40 and they want to reinvent themselves. They want to do something new. So Grow is a great sort of Kickstarter for them, because they've always wanted to start, but they've felt a little afraid or maybe didn't have monetary means, or, their kids were little and they were in the house and they didn't have the time and the support to make that happen. Grow is a great way to offer, again, I'm going to use that word, catalyst, to kind of kickstart that whole business idea. Same thing with our program, Aging Well and Wisely, which is a workshop series that we offer at least once a year for women who are pre-retirement, maybe at retirement or post-retirement or thinking about retirement. And they want
Mm.
to know, hey, how do I transition into finding my people? Like we spend so much of our time at work if we're not at home. So like,
Yeah.
where's my community? How do I transition into this? I'm an empty nester. So we have that. The second part of the answer for your question is actually our volunteers, believe it or not. So I have the privilege, my office is in the front of our headquarters in Harwich, so I get to sit right behind the action, right where our reception volunteers are and our program volunteers come in. And they are oftentimes women who are in that second phase of life, and maybe they're coming down from the apex of their career. They have more time on their hands. They're not as worried about income coming in. And they want to give back. They want to refine their purpose. They want to have a mission that they believe in. And so they come to us. They start triaging cases. They start answering phone calls. They start offering one-on-one services. And so we have our participants that come to reinvent themselves, but we actually, a lot of our volunteers, that's how they find us, is they're kind of looking for that second chapter and they end up working with us and our participants.
Yeah. That's really cool. A perfect community setting. I mean, I think it's the same thing that we do here at the gym. A lot of us have a hard time making friends, especially as we get older. So finding that community of people, I think, is such a huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll warn you, if you join us, we're not going to let you go.
Yeah. I tell the girls at the gym that too. So I
Excellent.
understand. So a lot of women feel that they have to tough it out on their own. What would you say to somebody who is hesitant to ask for help or to get involved with the services that you guys, offer so that she doesn't have to do these things alone?
Yeah. Well, as soon as you call you're not alone. The
Mhm.
person who picks up the phone, whether it's one of our incredible staff or our trained volunteers, they will walk you through options in a confidential way. As previously mentioned, I mean, we have tons of in-house services to offer, but we also have really great relationships with the community and community partners. So if there's something that you call about that we don't have the resource in-house, we have wonderful organizations to refer out to make sure that whatever the need is, that your needs are met. I think also there's this idea that you have to be in a major crisis or, someone else out there has it worse, so I'm not going to call. And I think especially with We Can, as Amanda was kind of talking about earlier, we're not a crisis center. Of course, we're here to support and provide resources during challenging times. But as she was saying, like a lot of the people who reach out to us are actually they're in a major life change where it's actually a good thing and they're excited for it and they're building a business or they have a financial or career goal that they have and they just need that extra guidance or extra knowledge to get there. And so whether it's a challenge that you're facing or something exciting that you're looking forward to, like we have the resources and we have people who are very incredible at what they do that are going to be right there to answer the phone. So please call if you're thinking of
Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody realizes how much of a cool thing we have here
Mhm.
on the Cape with Weekend that we can literally just have a conversation of ideas that you have to help you grow and help with your next level of life of education, support, community. I think it's every time I'm with you guys, it's like such a cool vibe. And I'm like, here's
Oh.
all the things because it's just such a cool, awesome thing that you just, I don't, is there anything else out there like this worldwide, or is Weekend kind of like the first one that is doing something like this?
Well, if you ask our executive director, she'll be the first to tell you that we're going to be worldwide one day.
Yeah.
I have it in my strategic plan in the back of my
Yeah.
mind. We are very unique in that we
Mm.
don't duplicate services. So we have over 1,000 nonprofits on Cape Cod alone. So we have a lot of really wonderful people who want to help people here, and we don't want to detract as an organization from that. So we work really hard not to duplicate services. So if we have someone that's in the community that we know offers this service that you may need, we're going to tell you up front and we're going to we're going to help bridge that gap to get in touch with them and refer you to them. But in the long run, our executive director and I, we have big goals for making this a national or international thing.
All right. I think you guys should. I'm behind it. So, how has the landscape for women on the Cape changed over the last few years? Are you guys seeing new challenges that weren't here, pre-COVID or over the last decade?
Yes, this question sort of precedes Kate and I's time a little bit, but we are paying attention to this really strongly as an organization. So I don't know if you're familiar, Jillian, but we've had some things that have shut down in the last 5 or so years. Transitional housing for women, the only female sober living house on Cape Cod, one of the maternity wards through Cape Cod Healthcare and maternity centers. And we also don't have any sort of kickstart programs when someone transitions out of prison. And these have all sort of closed in the last 5 or so years. And that's been a huge change. So the biggest lack, I would say, for women on Cape Cod is resources right now. And part of our organization's strategic plan, we're just starting a new one for 26 through 28, 2026 through 2028. And one of our major pillars is advocacy. So we're trying to get people to the table to figure out, okay, who's paying attention to this female resource? Who's paying attention to what happened here in this demographic? Our goal over the next 3 years is to try to put some onus on some of these organizations, ourselves included, and figure out what we can do and what's missing. On a personal note, I'm someone who is benefiting greatly from a new resource through the state and on Cape Cod, which is the free college legislation that was passed. And Cape Cod Community College, 4Cs, has been incredible. We're working with them as well, forming a partnership with them. And something that's a positive note about what's changed for women in the landscape in the last year is that now you can go back to school if you weren't able to finish college, and it's paid for through the state and it's in our state's budget. And I myself am taking advantage of it. So it's helping me with my job at We Can. It's helping me with my confidence, and it's a really incredible resource. And, being a working professional, I take classes at night and I look around in the classroom, and there are women a lot older than me oftentimes who are getting that chance to go back and further their education. And it's just a really great thing to see.
That is really cool. Sometimes it is just the simple things, having that access to education and being able to be stronger and confident, more women. So I love that. Let's see. Without sharing names, is there a particular success story that perfectly illustrates the impact of work that We Can has had?
Yeah, so because I work on the fundraising and development side of things, I don't have as much personal experience with participants one-to-one, but I do have a good pulse on, the happenings of the office and services and participants. And so personally, I had this moment. It was late summer, early fall, where I was at a farmer's market in Orleans one weekend, and I saw a vendor there with her business, and I knew that she had gone through our GROW program for small business owners. And the table was super busy, and it was just so cool to see her in her element and just thriving. And I feel like I have that moment a lot, especially in the small community of Cape Cod, where I drive by businesses like, oh my gosh, they went through this program and they went through this program. So for me, that's been really cool to kind of see that from an outside perspective. Even though I don't do too much with the programming, I'm still able to see that impact.
That's a good one. So how do volunteers, so if there's people like lawyers or financial advisors, career coaches maybe out there that are looking to contribute to your mission, how can somebody in our community get involved if they want to give back?
They can call, text, email, send a carrier pigeon. We want you. Any way you can get a hold of us. The crux of We Can is our volunteers. That's not just lip service that we're saying as a nonprofit. We have over 1,500 women that we service every year that we help. Of those, we have 350 active volunteers on our roster. There are only 13 paid staff at We Can. We are a small but mighty staff, but there's only 13 of us to help these over 1,500 women each year. And we have 350 active volunteers who don't just throw their name on our website. They are actively volunteering. And so without our volunteers, we wouldn't have programs. Without programs, we wouldn't have participants. All of our services are provided free of charge to our participants, and they're donated by hundreds of thousands of hours of volunteer service from our volunteers. So they really are the heart of the organization. I feel like I can really hit this home and talk passionately because before I was on staff at WeCan, I was a volunteer for 4 years. And this mission I love so much, I believe in so much. I actually left a very lucrative career and just blew up my whole professional life to come on board as paid staff because I truly believe in the mission and in our donors and our volunteers. And it's so amazing. When I was a volunteer, I would be at other events and I would see other volunteers, but in that professional setting. And it's just so awesome to like share that look with them in a event or a ballroom or something and know that you're both volunteering for We Can. That's how you know each other and you're making a difference. And, that's something that is really authentic and intentional on our volunteer manager's part is you can tell us what your strengths are, what your career life was. We'll find a position for you. We have so many different areas of volunteers that you can be answering phones, you can be passing out food, you can be providing legal services. It doesn't matter what your strengths are. We will find a place for you that benefits both you and the organization.
That was perfect. So why don't you, if you don't mind, tell us with the 20-year anniversary for WeCan, what are you guys doing this year to celebrate?
Yeah. So it's the 25th anniversary of WeCan this year. And so one of the things we're doing is, so we have a event. It's our annual event. It's called A Day of Words, Wit, and Wisdom. And so that is our 20th anniversary of that event. So that is in June, on June 4th. And
Which, can I interrupt because people don't realize how cool that is? Who's ever emceeing it? Because who did it last year?
it was
Oh my
Hank
gosh,
Phillippe
Hank
Ryan.
Phillippe Ryan,
Yeah.
who's hysterical. Like, I hope what is she, in her 70s too? Like, she
She's
checks all the
amazing.
boxes of stuff. She's hysterical. She looks amazing. She's the MC of the event. But I don't think people realize that you guys bring in authors from books to talk
Mhm.
about their books, and you get this totally hands-on experience, which
Yeah.
is like so fun and so cool.
Yeah, no, it's very fun. And especially because this year we're celebrating both anniversaries, we're going to have a very special author lineup of authors from past events. So we're very excited about that. We haven't released the official lineup, but stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And also something very exciting is we are hosting an event, Women Rock, at the Melody Tent with Cotuit Center for the Arts. So it is Cotuit's 30th anniversary and our 25th. So we're coming together for a really, really fun night. It's on Sunday, September 6th, which is the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. So mark your calendars. And so that's just going to be such a fun event just to celebrate together. There's going to be incredible artists covering songs from over the decades, and it's just going to be so fun.
Bring your dancing shoes, people.
Bring your dancing shoes, yes.
It's-
So for both of those events, actually, sponsorships are open. So if there's something that you're interested in going to, great way to secure your spot. But throughout the year, there's going to be so many different things that we're doing that's just going to celebrate the past, but also where we're going from here. So we're super excited about it.
Yeah, I think that we are planning on coming to both the
Yes.
3, and we're coming to the Women Rock, so that'll be exciting.
And we truly appreciate that support.
Yeah, it's so fun. I think the books, any excuse to get out and talk about books, see people, but I think people don't realize how cool Hank Phillippe Ryan is. So
I
well, I
know,
don't know if
and
she's coming back this
yeah.
year, but
we love Quench's support for that event as well and our swag bags and everything.
yes.
So thank you.
Yeah, teamwork for women is super important. I think that empowerment factor, having that community of like minds that surround us is a super important thing. So if we want to follow you guys on socials, how can we do that? You guys are on Instagram, on Facebook?
Yep. So on Instagram, we are We Can Cape Cod. And then on Facebook and LinkedIn, we're just We Can. And then our website is wecancenter.org. So you can find out all the information about everything that we talked about today.
And if I have questions or interested in getting some help or getting some direction, what's the easiest way to start that process?
The easiest way is just to call. Our phone number is 508-430-8111. And we are open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. So give us a call and we'll be there.
And everything, I know I'm biased, but everything on our website is so well done. There are resources, community action events, blog posts, anything that you need to know about We Can. If you're a little curious before you call, it's all up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I always tell everybody there's no silly question, right? So if you have something that's maybe been on the back of your mind and you need the help and the support and direction, I think that Weekend's the first best place to stop and ask those questions.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys again for being on the podcast today. And we'll see everybody next time.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Jillian.
much.